You see this 3-inch exhaust? It is too loud, and today I am gonna fix that. Some of you may be very familiar with this car. It is the K-Swap track day build Civic that my brother owns, and it has a full 3-inch exhaust, including this K-tuned turn down muffler. And while it sounds amazing on the racetrack, it just drones a little bit too much on the highway and for daily street use. So I'm going to remedy that because I'm getting ready to daily drive this thing for a bit. Here is your quickest and easiest fix. It is a silencer. Unfortunately, I am not gonna be able to use it in here because of the turn down on this muffler. I know a lot of you don't like these because of the noise that they make, so it takes your exhaust from sounding very aggressive to very pea shooter-like, but you know what? I found on the highway and in terms of daily driving, this can reduce drone significantly. So I'm gonna probably end up running this, but before I get into the silencer treatment, I'm gonna be installing this, and it is a K-tuned full-size muffler, which is full 3-inch straight through, so it's not gonna rob any power, but because of the packing in it, it should reduce the noise quite a bit and see if I can get rid of some of that drone. To get this job started here, I've already gone ahead and marked where I'm gonna cut our old canister muffler off of here. I'm gonna give the old Milwaukee Sawzall a go here. See if I can cut through this pretty easy, because I figure this is the cleanest and easiest way to do this. I don't necessarily want to take the entire system off right now because I want to make sure the orientation is perfect before I start mocking up my other muffler. Wow, Milwaukee, great tool. That did a stand-up job. Let's see how this is gonna look and fit up. And I think I got it right for the most part. We have just enough exhaust tip hanging out. So I think we're good to move on to the stage of building some hangers. I'm not gonna say this is the right way to do it, but this is all I've got. I'm working with some jack stands and a box to align the muffler, but I think it is in the right place. So now I'm gonna grab these vibrant exhaust hangers and bend them up. I think most of you know how this goes, and it involves a hammer and a vise and some smashing and hitting and banging. I'd say that's pretty good. We've got ourselves a 90-degree angle. We've got 2 of them now. So now we can go back and try to see how they fit up. So I am thinking right around here is where I'll put the next bend in. And on this side, I think right around this area. Okay, now it looks like we're there. One more to go here. Next up here is I'm gonna mark the area where I have to grind off some of the black powder coating. I also made sure to clean the inlet on the muffler, take off all that powder coat, and just clean this area up right here so we can tack weld to it. Thankfully, the inlet on the muffler is a little bit bigger diameter than 3 inches, so it just slides right onto that piping there. Just needs a little bit more over this way for centering purposes. I've got my Miller MIG set up here, so it's time to tack my exhaust hangers on. Even though I'm going to TIG this area up, I still need to tack it in place, so I'm just going to use the MIG here for a couple of spots. So let's see, did I do a good job here, or is it going to fall off? All right, let's pull these jackets down. Bam! Look at that. I think it's looking good. Nice tight clearance around the bumper. So let's get this off and TIG weld it. I'm gonna finish doing the hangers with the MIG because, well, there's really no need to TIG these, and I'm gonna paint this black afterwards. All right, I think our hangers are on here. So now let's move on to TIG welding all of this. TIG welding job is done. I did learn one important lesson, and that is make sure to clean the inside of the pipe, because what happened was there was a lot of contamination while I was welding here because of that powder coat was on the inside of the exhaust pipe. You didn't think I was gonna leave all that exposed metal alone, did you? Of course not. So I'm gonna grab some Rust-Oleum enamel paint here and blast it, and for good measure, I'm gonna do the inside of the silencer too so it matches. That was quick and easy, so now I'm gonna let this dry for about 10 to 15 minutes and put it back on. So let's see what the results look like. Here it is, all installed, and it doesn't look like much moved in this area. We've got good clearance. It seems pretty center, so that's a good thing. You can also see I drilled a hole for the silencer. So let's get this car on the ground and then fired up. Okay, that actually sounds a lot less piercing, I think, that's the best way to put it, than the turn down. So I'm already liking it. I can tell it's got that deep tone. So let me give it a couple of revs and see what happens. So yes, I can hear it's still pretty bassy. It's got a deep tone, which means I think it's still gonna drone just a bit. So let's see what happens when we put the silencer in. I'm really curious to hear what it sounds like. I drilled the hole for the silencer all the way back, so you can barely see it, which I think is good. But on the flip side, it makes it a little bit difficult to remove. Thankfully, it's a pretty good slip fit here, so we should be all right. Well, I don't think it sounds bad at all. It does have a little bit of a tinny sound to it, which is, again, expected for a silencer like this. So let me give you a couple revs and let's hear what it sounds like. Wow, that's actually not that bad at all. It's kind of just the silencer has taken away a lot of that deep tone, which is exactly what causes the drone usually. So we may have a winner on our hands here. And here we are inside Civic right now. So it's idling at about 1500 RPM, and this is with the silencer on. So let's go for a quick drive. And I don't know if you'll be able to notice how quiet it is, but it's pretty awesome. I've been driving it like this now for, oh man, almost a couple weeks, and you can hear me talk, you can hear me speak. I don't have have to shout or yell. There is zero drone from an interior sound. It is absolutely perfect. I love it. I have zero complaints about it. I know when you roll the window down and you kind of get into it a little bit. I don't know if you'll be able to hear this, but I can hear it. It's a little tinny, so it's not great. But you know what? You can't have the best of both worlds. If you want a quiet exhaust, sometimes it's not going to sound fantastic. On the upside, you get a lot of intake noise, which I'm never going to complain about. So here we are, just without the silencer, and I'm sure you can already tell there's just a slightly deeper tone to the exhaust because it is full 3-inch. So let's go for a ride and let's see how it sounds. Now, if you have a set of Beats speakers with that bass booming right now, you can probably hear the difference, and that is really the deep tone of this exhaust. That's really the big change from the silencer to without the silencer. And if I get on it a little bit, there it is. That's kind of the problem. Right away I've got to raise my voice a bit, because when you're cruising at like 4,000 RPM, it does get pretty bassy and loud versus a silencer, but at the same time, it's definitely better than the canister was before. It had a lot more drone, so this actually has taken away a lot of the drone. Really, there is no comparison in that sense. I actually don't mind it like this, but it's still just a little too loud for me in terms of daily commuting. But you be the judge. You tell me in the comments what you think, which one is better, which one you prefer, which one you would use. So that is a wrap for this video. Thank you for watching. As always, if you liked it, give it a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell, and if you're feeling generous, throw us a couple dollars through Patreon. Oh, and make sure to sign up for our Hot Lap Club, because you're going to be automatically entered for a lot of cool giveaways that we do almost monthly. Come on, no, come on. Are you joking me? There, oh, come on, don't plug up on me now.